Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into one of California's most serious crimes, robbery. We're going to break down exactly what it is, what the penalties look like, and what happens in those first few critical hours after an arrest. So what's the dividing line? What takes a simple theft and cranks it up into a serious, violent felony? Well, the answer is all wrapped up in one specific law, Penal Code 211. It's the difference between snagging a wallet left on a table and taking it right out of someone's hand.
See, this isn't really about the property itself. It's all about how it's taken. That method, that specific action, is what elevates this crime to a whole other level. Okay, here's the official legal definition, right from the books. It sounds pretty dense, I know, but don't worry, we're going to unpack it, because it really boils down to three key ingredients that prosecutors absolutely have to prove. So here they are, the three essential elements. First, you've got to take property directly from a person or their immediate presence. Second, it has to be against their will. They can't have consented. And third, and this is the absolute kicker, it has to be done using force or fear. All three of these have to be there. It's like a three-legged stool. Take one away and it's not robbery anymore.
And this is a really critical point. Unlike a lot of other theft crimes that can be wobblers, maybe a misdemeanor, maybe a felony, robbery has no light version. Under Penal Code 211, it is always a felony, no exceptions.
But the law isn't one size fits all. It actually splits robbery into two different levels of seriousness, what they call degrees. And the big difference between them? It almost always comes down to where the crime happened.
So take a look. First-degree robbery happens when victims are in places the law considers extra vulnerable. We're talking about inside their home, on a bus or a train, or right after using an ATM. Basically, any other robbery that doesn't fit those specific scenarios gets classified as second degree. All right, now for the consequences. If someone is convicted of robbery, what are they actually facing? Because this is a violent felony, the stakes for the accused are, incredibly high.
Let's just talk prison time. For first-degree robbery, you're looking at a potential sentence of 3, 4, or up to 6 years in a California state prison. For second degree, it's 2, 3, or up to 5 years. We are talking about serious time. And the punishment isn't just about being locked up. On top of that prison sentence, the court can tack on a fine that goes as high as $10,000.
And this is the thing that can follow a person forever. A robbery conviction is considered a violent felony, which means it counts as a permanent strike under California's three strikes law. That can make any future convictions way, way more serious.
And if you thought that was it, think again. The sentence can get even longer. The law has what are called enhancements for specific situations. So, for instance, if a gun was used or if someone was seriously hurt, that can pile on many more years to the original sentence.
So let's shift gears a little. We've talked about the law, but what happens in the real world right after an arrest is made? Let's walk through a typical process, and we'll use Placer County, California as our example.
Okay, from the second someone is taken into custody, a very clear procedure kicks in. They're transported to the county jail, they go through booking, that's fingerprints, photos, the whole shebang, and then their bail amount is set based on a standard county schedule.
Now, because robbery is a violent felony, that bail amount is going to be steep. It's not like other crimes. It's really common to see bail set at $50,000 or even easily clearing $100,000.
So that huge bail number puts the defendant and their family at a major crossroads. The immediate, urgent question becomes, how do we get them out of custody while this case moves forward? So let's just imagine that for a second. The judge sets bail at $100,000. What now? I mean, for most people, coming up with that much cash just isn't going to happen.
And that's exactly why the bail bond system exists. It's the route most people take. Instead of paying that full $100,000, the family pays a fee to a bail bond agent, usually 10% here in California. It's not refundable, but that agent then puts up the full amount with the court, and that secures the person's release.
The whole point of this is to let the accused person wait for their court date at home, not in a jail cell. It means they can keep their job, be with their family, and, this is so important, it gives them the freedom to actually help prepare their own legal defense. So, to wrap it all up, that journey, from the moment of arrest through navigating this super complex bail system, is incredibly intense. And this quote really says it all. It's one of the most serious charges you can face with life-changing consequences just hanging in the balance. And all of this leaves us with a really big, thought-provoking question about the system itself. Yeah, bail bonds offer a way out, a path to freedom before trial. But does a system that relies on money really create a level playing field? Or does it just draw a line in the sand between the people who can afford that 10% fee and those who can't? It's a fundamental question, and it sits right at the very heart of our criminal justice process.